So, today we are back in the studio. We are back with another tutorial today about dramatic black and white portraits. Roll the intro. Today we have a simple setup on a budget to get dramatic black and white portrait shots like this. I'm gonna show you around in the studio what I set up and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna use the trusty old Nikon D5600, still a winner's name. Yeah. With a 35mm 1.8 lens on it. We're also gonna use this Relino cheap softbox and light from Amazon. By the way, this is what the light looks inside. Yeah, a little bit weird, and a light bulb, fancy softbox stuff. That's it. This is the setup I work with today. A cheap light, an affordable camera with an affordable lens. Yes, you can use much more expensive light, a better light source in it, much more expensive camera, bigger lenses. But this is not what the channel is about. The channel is about getting, hopefully, great results with cheap ass gear. And this is what I'm gonna try today. Wish me luck. So, here you see my camera. Here you see my live view I have with the Nikon. And the settings, we are at 1/80th of a second with f2.8 at ISO 100. We will try some things out, usually with a tripod that's good to go, f2.8, some nice blur there, some nice bokeh. 1/80th of a second, pretty fast. You could still handheld it in theory, and ISO 100 because this camera definitely does not have the best looking noise, and it's pretty noisy from 800 upwards. Like 3200 ISO on this camera is not pretty usable, so we stay as low as we can on this old camera. With newer cameras, you can definitely use a higher ISO. So now let's get in front of the camera. Yeah, as you can see, you don't see anything. So here we are. That looks good. So the problem is, how do we focus? How do we take the picture when we are in focus? Because we stand like 1 meter, 1.5 meters away from the camera. I have the really dumb trick. There are probably way smarter ways to do this, but this is usually how I do it. Usually take my hand, focus on my hand, I walk away, the camera still focuses on my hand, then I turn off the autofocus on the camera. And now the focus is where my hand is. One thing before we press the shutter button is, obviously I'm using a self-timer, and then the camera will take 5 to 10 pictures. To be honest, I don't remember, I think it's 10. And away with the cap. So just move the hair, take away my lenses, because I want one without the lenses. And yeah, so let's check the frame. Maybe we go a little bit upwards. Can always check the frame in the viewfinder, obviously, and then press the shutter button. So I'm back. Let's check if we hit something quite right, and then I'll be back. Back with some little adjustments, nothing crazy. The light is more pointing this way now instead of this. Just try things out. There's no wrong way to do it, to be honest. Do this until you're happy with the outcome. And now, second round of pictures. I did my pre-selection. I have 1 or 2 favorites. I'm working with the one where I look more serious for the dramatic black and white look. The main problem definitely was hitting the focus right, like I missed often. To be honest, there is probably a smarter way to do this, but it worked out. Like, I missed very often, like Star Wars Stormtrooper often, but I will work with it. I have one, that's okay. I like it. And let's get into Lightroom. We will start, as you can see, with my selected picture. I give it a 5-star rating. And we start in color, because we're gonna put up the saturation a little bit, because we will go into the reds and put down the luminance of the reds, put up the luminance of the aquas, as you see here, putting up the luminance of the blues, because so we get this red filter kind of look where we get all the details in the reds, as you can see up here. This looks weird, but we want this little dirty looking image, not polished in any way. We want a rough picture. We want to see every little detail on the face, every little mark that's on there, every imperfection. We want to embrace the imperfection here. Now it's getting really philosophical. Is that a word? Philosophy? Cool. That's definitely where my English knowledge has a border. I have no fucking clue what the right word is. So, but back to the image. Yeah, so let's start it. Black and white. You see, this is Okay, so now let's turn the red and the black and white mixer down, not that much. We still want a natural looking image. That's okay. We put up the blues. We put up the aquas for the eyes. This is probably only working with blue eyes and aqua and green, maybe. But yeah, it's looking okay. Now we get into the curves. We make a typical S-curve. Oh, this is already looking really good. Maybe we put up the exposure a little bit. I definitely want a little bit more contrast. A little less highlights. Obviously this is all up to taste to a certain point. A little bit more whites and a little less blacks. So now we have a pretty dramatic looking picture. Honestly, I don't like the nose so far. Maybe we put up the reds a little bit. Oh, this looks okay. This looks really good. So we get into the mask. We take a little brush. We take the brush. We make the brush a little bit smaller in size. We take this part of the nose, make it a little bit brighter. Okay, so now we take AI to help with, and we use the automatic detection of Lightroom. We want, oh, this looks so funny. We take the iris and pupil option of Lightroom, and there we have the mask already coming through pretty good. Now we put up the contrast a little bit for the eyes. Maybe we go, yeah, so it's fine. A little bit brighter. Not alien eyes like, just like getting a little bit more spark into the eyes, a little bit more shadows, a little bit more whites, a little bit back with the blacks. This is before masking, this is after masking, before, after. Nothing too crazy, to be honest. And now we do the thing probably a lot of people do. I'm one of those guys. You have a $600 camera and a lot of stuff to take this picture, and then you go to the grain section and make the picture grainy, because why not? It looks cool. And then we have a pretty good looking picture. And because the composition is pretty much like thirds, but I know we can decide if we want to stay there. I think it's okay. Maybe we crop a little bit in. So that's okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. We can even go there and go to the Instagram ratio, going upwards. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. I want that. So on the eye, maybe. Maybe not the eye. So, oh, this is fine. That's a small icon, gold ratio type of Aspect ratio and layer. Not aspect ratio, layer, sorry. It's still early in the morning, as you can tell. And there we have it. Our dramatic black and white image. Nothing too crazy, but good looking. You can put it in your LinkedIn as profile picture on WhatsApp. Something like that. Oh, I'm quite happy with it, to be honest. Yeah. This was it for this week. A simple but dramatic black and white portrait of myself. Yeah, but I hope you like it. You can comment if you want to, you can subscribe if you want to. Until the next video, goodbye. Should we go out, get something to eat? A little snack? For me? Maybe for you? Yeah, this little sneaky. Oh, oh, kozies.